Welcome back to This is VANCOLOUR. My name is Mo Amir, and I'm so excited to be joined by my friend, my counterpart on the Soapbox Social panel, which you can find on CBC Radio's On the Coast with Gloria Makarenko. She is, of course, one of BC's most high-profile criminal defense lawyers representing Acumen Law. She is Kyla Lee, and this is Kyla's Court. Kyla's Court is now in session. Kyla Lee presiding. Hi, Kyla.
Hi, Mo.
So nice to see you.
It's great to see you. Thanks for coming back from Hawaii.
Thanks for coming back from the Bahamas, if we're doing that flex.
Always.
So we've been talking about this bizarre case with Tyler Nielsen, and he keeps getting pulled over by the police. They don't really give him a reason. They've even put him in handcuffs once. No charges, no traffic tickets. At what point does this constitute harassment or police misconduct?
I mean, if the police are repeatedly pulling somebody over without any grounds to do so, handcuffing them and not stopping, it is police harassment. The question really is what, if anything, can be done about it?
Okay, well, you're the lawyer, so then what can be done about it?
Not a lot, unfortunately. So if you're somebody who's subject to that type of police harassment, you have a number of options of things that you can do. You can file a complaint with the police department, the Office of the Police Complaints Commissioner, or with the RCMP about the police conduct. The problem with the complaints process is that it takes forever, and the remedies are usually things like discipline for the individual officers, but it doesn't necessarily stop the conduct from occurring in the future, particularly when it's multiple officers perpetuating it, and it also doesn't lead to any personal remedy for you. As an individual, you could sue the police. You could say that your rights have been violated.
And there are multiple police departments that have pulled him over. So is he suing all of them or one of them?
So each time a police officer violates his rights by stopping him unlawfully or handcuffing him unlawfully, that would be an individual lawsuit. That adds up in expense and in time.
So the deck is really stacked against him because you would have to have a lot of money and a lot of patience to be able to put forth a case against the police in Tyler's case, in his scenario.
In any case like this, his case is not unique in the sense that this happens to thousands of people across Canada all the time, disproportionately to Indigenous people, people of color. This is a really common problem because there isn't a lot that can be done to stop it from occurring and to put the police in their place.
He has video footage of these stops. He has footage of police basically putting him in handcuffs, saying that there's a warrant out for his arrest. You would think that there would be immediate remediation or immediate recourse, right, based on what he can present.
Not necessarily, because even if there is a situation of police harassment, there's a lot of power given to police to pull people over and to handcuff them for a variety of reasons. So in Canada, you can be stopped at any point by any police officer if you're driving to check your sobriety, to check that you have a license, to check that you have insurance. And as long as an officer says, that's what I was doing, then that stop is lawful, even though it might be happening to you repeatedly.
What about improperly being put into handcuffs? Like, I feel like if the police handcuff you and there really was no reason, you should get some sort of prize or something, some sort of compensation, right?
You could sue for that. And we saw that, of course, with the case of the 12-year-old girl and her grandfather at the Bank of Montreal in Vancouver. And there was an award as a result of that. There was systemic discrimination involved. There was a handcuffing policy with the Vancouver police that changed. And you could sue saying your charter rights were violated. But damages for breaching your charter rights, the financial compensation is so low that it's not worth bringing the action in many cases.
Right. Another aspect of Tyler's story is that the police seemed to, if not lie to him, at least tell him something that wasn't true. And they said that there was a warrant out for his arrest, which obviously begs the question, if that's the case, why don't they just arrest him then? But I know we've seen this in movies. Are police allowed to lie to you about something like that? Like tell you that there's a warrant out for your arrest and then you have to go to your lawyer and then you're paying your lawyer fees to get this checked out?
No. So police aren't allowed to lie to you to mislead you about the reason why you've been detained.
Oh, okay.
But police can lie in the course of conducting an investigation. They can say they have evidence they don't have to try and elicit a confession. There's a fine line about police lying, but that example is definitely not allowed.
So again, I'm not a legal expert, but based on everything you're saying, you're basically saying that Tyler has a strong case that he is being harassed by the police. However, the recourse that exists is very time consuming, it's very expensive, and it might not yield the results that he might want right away, which it sounds like he just wants to stop being harassed for now.
Especially if it's happening between police and RCMP. He's got two different bodies that he has to deal with for complaints that aren't communicating with each other.
One aspect I'm curious about is if you are having an interaction with the police, are you allowed to freely film it? Can you just film the whole thing, even if there's other people involved, say, like we're stepping away from Tyler's case, but what's your right in terms of being able to film things?
You do have the right to film your interaction with police, provided your filming doesn't obstruct the police investigation. So if you start shoving the camera in the officer's face and not complying with lawful demands of you, that would be obstruction. But if you're just, quietly taking a recording while you're dealing with the police, that's absolutely your right, and I encourage people to do it.
Can you later put on Instagram filters to make them look silly?
I won't comment on the legality of that, but I will comment on that I would love to see it.
Kyla, thank you so much. I think you have provided, even though a grim look at in terms of what you can do if you feel harassed by the police, but certainly an accurate view of this situation. So I appreciate your time, and I look forward to the next Kyla's Court.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Folks, she is one of the most prominent criminal defense lawyers in British Columbia, representing Acumen Law. She is Kyla Lee. Now stick around, because after some business, I think I have a few things that I want to say about the Vancouver police, so I'm going to take a moment. Up next.